Hello, this is just going to be a quick and simple demo of a few dashboards that we at Alto Intelligence made to highlight how Birst can be used as a powerful tool to help drive positive business decisions. In this case, we're using a call center scenario as an example. Firstly, I'm going to talk about what a business user may see at the moment if they don't have a proper BI solution, and then what we've done to enhance their dashboard experience using Birst. At the moment, a manager of a typical call centre may have access to a simple dashboard such as this, showing key KPIs down the left, key targets at the top, and other information regarding call centre performance. In this case, KPIs such as average NPS score, which is a score out of 10 given by the customer for each call, and estimated cost of calls are important to the user. The information on shown on this dashboard is limited in its usefulness. It's not to say that it isn't interesting, or it doesn't give an accurate reflection of how call centres are performing. It just doesn't allow the manager to get to the root of why the business is not performing the way he or she wants it to, and it doesn't give them an indication of what decisions they could make to rectify any issues in performance. Ideally, we would like to isolate the customers which are having a bad experience, or those at risk of having a bad experience, and implement changes to ensure that they have a better one as soon as possible. That way we can make sure that they stay with the company and use the call centres less often, which saves the company money and gives the customers a better experience. All of this is simply not possible with a legacy dashboard such as this. Okay, so I'm just loading up a new and improved dashboard that we've built using Birst to demonstrate how it is possible to achieve the aforementioned. Using a methodology called Delta Engagement Management, which was devised by Peter Crayford of Kiefer Solutions, whom we worked closely with during the creation of this demo. This dashboard shows the manager customer activity as a snapshot in time, allowing them to make relevant, real-time decisions based upon what they see in front of them. At the moment, everything on this dashboard is a comparison to the previous year, but it could easily be viewed by quarter, month, or by week. The dashboard shows key KPIs along the top, a Bing map displaying performance by country, call volume, and cost. But there are a couple of concepts that define the DEM approach that are important to understand for the rest of the reports. One of these is engagement segmentation. Customers are split into segments depending on their level of engagement with the call centre, and these are very low, low, medium, high, and very high. If a customer is in the very high category, it means that they use the call centre a lot, and the worse their experience will be. The reports down the right of the dashboard shows that customers in the higher engagement segments have increased in cost and decreased in NPS score, which are bad things for the company. On top of their segment, customers are also given an engagement score. This score is assigned based upon their level of engagement, and the higher the score, the more interaction the customer has had with the call centre. This allows us to analyse engagement in greater depth. The red portion of the engagement segment direction bar shows me that 59% of customers have increased to a higher engagement segment. If I was to select only these customers, you can see that they've been having a bad time recently, and it's reflected in the rest of our reports, and our dashboard suddenly begins to look a lot more red. I can maximise this summary report to view information about these customers, and I now have a list of the customers that are starting to increase their call centre usage. I could select to send a promotion or an apology email to these customers in an attempt to make up for their poor experience, and we can start to target them before they switch provider. Okay, so we've identified that there's a problem with too many customers increasing their call centre usage, but now it's time to dive deeper into the data in order to try and find out why. By clicking on the customer's KPI, I can find out more information about these specific customers in an attempt to work out why they had a bad experience. This is the Delta Engagement Management User Detail Dashboard. We already know that the company isn't doing particularly well at satisfying these customers, and this is confirmed by the fall in NPS score over the course of the year. This report, titled Keep, shows the customers in the last 3 months of their contract with the company. Each bubble represents a customer, and the size of the bubble is proportional to their level of engagement. As the customers in the top right hand corner are the ones that have called the most and requested the most processes, they cost the most, and that makes them of most interest to us. So of those customers that have increased their engagement, as we saw on the last dashboard, these are the ones that are the most likely to switch provider. So if I just grab these 5 customers, we can see that NPS score has been nosediving recently. And if we maximise the call summary download in the bottom right, we can see a report on each individual call these customers made. Perhaps we could click on the link to listen to the recording of a few calls and find that the agents aren't following the scripts properly. We can conclude that the agents need a new training course, as the script that they're currently using simply just does not work with these customers. Just by looking at this report, I can see that the same few agents keep appearing in most of these calls. Perhaps these particular employees need a review or a training update, or perhaps it's the supervisor's fault for not maintaining the proper standards. This has just been a quick example of how Birst can be used to make fast and informed day-to-day business decisions. We've started off from a traditional top-level dashboard and identified that there was a problem. We then utilised the power of Birst to dive deeper into the data to try and find out why the business wasn't meeting its targets. We were then able to pinpoint the exact type of calls that were the root cause of the problem, and are now able to action changes that will benefit the business. Thank you for listening, and for more information go to altointelligence.co.uk.